Welcome in Roch Kabako, the School of Roch. Check him out at MASNsports.com 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day, whatever. He loves the love. And, you know, let's talk about the Orioles roster because it's interesting how it is set up right now. Now, Ryan Adams was promoted to the big leagues on May the 20th. He's been here 14 games, but he's only made 3 starts, and he has just 2 at-bats in the last 6 games. How much longer are the Orioles comfortable having Ryan on the roster where he's not seeing any playing time with Andino getting all the starts?
Right, I can confirm he's still here. He walked by me this morning, so he is still here. But you're right. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to happen like in the next couple of days, but I really do think that Ryan is on his way back to AAA. Buck Showalter has alluded to that more than once now in the last few days. He said it's not doing him any good right now just to sit on the bench. He needs the at-bats. That's very clear, as you said. 3 starts. He's 2 for 12. He's hitting .303 in Norfolk, and he just can't get off the bench here. And it's not helping his development. You know, the club wants him to improve defensively, and he's got his glove sitting on the bench next to him. He's got to play, and Buck knows that. He's just here now because Brian Roberts is on the disabled list. So I think what they're going to do is, you know, you could go ahead and bring up one of the veterans that they had signed. Whether it's a Brendan Harris, they acquired the trade with the Twins, whether it's a Nick Green, that's why these guys run the organization. Unfortunately, they're not hitting, but how much do you have to hit if you're sitting on the bench anyway? Adams needs to play every day, so I think he'll go back down fairly soon. He could be the very next roster move. I just think Buck is more comfortable right now having Robert Andino as his everyday second baseman while Roberts is out. Better defensively. He's the leadoff hitter if Felix PA isn't in the lineup, and he just gives him a better chance to win immediately. He's also hitting .356 against lefties. I didn't realize that till Buck said he's doing well against lefties this year, and I looked it up. Only 179 with runners in scoring position. That's another issue. But I really think Adams will be the next move whenever that comes, sooner rather than later. He needs to play.
Yeah, and keep in mind, if Adams does go down, they have to bring up an infielder because today he's the only infielder on the bench. So you can't go into a game without somebody on the bench that could be the backup. So that'll be an infielder move for an infielder move if they go that route. Now, right now, the team's still going with the 4-man rotation because of the days off in June. But one of those 5th starter necessity days comes up on Tuesday. Now, right now, who do you think's the leading candidate to get that start?
Yeah, this is only twice that we're going to be able to talk about 5th starter candidates in all the month of June. So we'll make a date to do this again later this month.
I can't wait.
And Amber was here. I didn't ask her for a date. Jim Hunter's here. I asked for a date. This is the story of my life. But yeah, Tuesday they need a 5th starter. And Buck has said that his 3 options are still in play. He's not giving us the list, but Alfredo Simon is clearly one of those options, and I think he's the guy that gets the ball Tuesday. We can find out after today's game, apparently. Buck said he should know. I think he's going to make sure first he doesn't need Simone in long relief. He's already stretched out, obviously, from the starts that he made at Bowie. And that's the reason they rushed him back here, really, once he left the Dominican, was in case they needed another starter. They worked him out as a starter from the beginning. Chris Jacobauskas would be the other possibility. I think maybe he's option number 2 because he's also here. He pitched 7 innings this last start at Norfolk, so he's capable of doing it. But he's been more of like a 1-2 inning relief guy. So I really think Simone. The third option would be dipping into the minors and bringing somebody up. They have 39 on the 40-man roster, so they could purchase a contract. Mitch Atkins would be due to pitch again on Tuesday. He'd be working on normal rest after his last start at Norfolk. But what a huge upset that would be if we saw Mitch Atkins. I don't think that's going to happen. It's Simone or Jacobauskas. I'm going to predict Simone, and we should know after today's game.
Yeah, if it's Atkins, that ruins all that prep work you already did for Simone. I mean, you already got 2 days of work.
And I'll be calling him Garrett Atkins, and it'll be a whole mess.
Well, tomorrow is the first-year player draft, and the Orioles have the number 4 overall pick. Now, it's a very important pick for the organization because the hope is next year they don't pick as high.
Right.
And, of course, this is a pick for the future, and there's always the debate, college player, high school player. How do you see this playing out, keeping in mind we don't know the first 3 players that will be selected?
Which is always key. I mean, the mock drafts have changed so many times. By the time this segment's over, they'll probably change it again. A lot of the Orioles taking Matt Wieters again or something bizarre. But I think right now the consensus, the Pirates have the first pick, and everybody seems to think they're going to take UCLA pitcher Garrett Cole, who just gave up 11 hits in his last outing, so he's ready for Pittsburgh. He'll be perfect for them. It looks like he's the number 1 right now, and that's also the word out of Pittsburgh. It's not just the national guys. That would leave Anthony Rendon, the Rice third baseman, to go to Seattle with the 2nd pick, even though there are questions medically about him and his shoulder. But I think those are the top 2 right now. It all comes down to what Arizona does at number 3. Everybody thought they were taking Danny Holston, the Virginia lefty, which will leave Dylan Bundy for the Orioles, and I'm still going with that pick. I still think if Bundy's there at 4, that's the guy the Orioles take right now. High school pitcher out of Oklahoma, his brother Bobby is with the Keys. Joe Jordan, the scouting director, lives in Oklahoma, so he's seen him plenty. There are a lot of connections there. They really like him. fastball 94 to 97. It touches 100 on more than one occasion. It's not rare. I mean, he will hit 100 with that fastball, plus cutter, plus curveball, makeup off the charts. They really like him. The question is, will he be available at 4? If Arizona takes him at 3, then I think the Orioles go with Holtzen, the college lefty, which I know a lot of fans would love. You know the argument. He's closer to the majors. He could be like a Mike Leake type that the Reds took at Arizona State. He'd be ready quicker. It all depends on what Arizona does with the 3rd pick.
And that's the philosophy that the organization goes through. If you go with a college player, you're probably thinking 2013. Right. If you go with a high school player, especially a pitcher you have to develop, you're probably looking at 2015. But if he's got an arm like Bundy, maybe you say, okay, I'm going to wait the extra couple of years because we have a keeper. Roch Cabaco, check him out at MASNsports.com. Appreciate it. And go get back to your typewriter.
I will.
Yeah, that was good stuff.